Joining me now is Liberal MP Zoe McKenzie, joining us live from Melbourne. Zoe, do you believe that Anthony Albanese has breached the ministerial code of conduct?
Look, it's quite an extraordinary story that we're seeing today, Chris. The way the Prime Minister's trying to present it as though this happens all the time. I've been a member of the Chairman's Lounge on and off for 15 years just because of the jobs I've had, the roles I've had. Never have I been offered an upgrade as a result of that membership. It looks like these upgrades have come through direct personal intervention of Alan Joyce, yet to be proven whether it was after a call from the Prime Minister himself. Extraordinary experience of upgrades to Honolulu, to London, one first class, from economy to first class going to London. These are extraordinary gifts, yes, recorded, but the question is how on earth they came about. And at the end of the day, the question Australians are justified in asking was, did this in any way influence the decision about Qatar Airways last year? Because Australians, frankly, deserve cheaper travel. We're now in a position where we can go back and see friends and family. 30% of Australians were born overseas, and they're paying more than they need to because this government decided not to let Qatar Airways have extra landing rights. You have to ask yourself what's going on between this government and Qantas, and particularly given the extraordinary largesse the Prime Minister has benefited from in the last 30-odd years.
Now, there's been a lot of focus on that Qatar Airlines decision, knocking them back to have flights into Australia. That was advantageous to Qantas, of course, and you'll continue to probe that. There are allegations the Prime Minister's office was involved in that. But on what he's done here and the ministerial guidelines, Anthony Albanese has not denied flat out that he's asked personally for upgrades. Now, if he hasn't done it, he should clearly deny it. Instead, he's talked about a phone number, a phone line that's available. Well, it's not available to everyone. It's obviously only available to people in the Chairman's Club. And he hasn't said whether he or his staff have used that to get upgrades for his personal travel.
Chris, I don't know what that number is. As I said, I've been a member of it for about 15 years, on and off. So there's no magic number for backbenchers, I suppose, although Albo seemed to have had one when he was a backbencher, because many of these trips were actually 99, 2000. The first class trip was certainly in that period. So something special going on. Don't know what magic number he has that the rest of us have never heard of. But my main point is Australians are being dudded, right? Australians could be travelling to see friends and family at a better rate, and they're not because Catherine King decided to protect Qantas's market a year or
That's a critical point, and you'll try and link those issues in Parliament. But when it comes to the Prime Minister's standing and and the Code of Conduct and why he won't answer these questions, the critical point is about asking for upgrades. Now, we all know that all members of Parliament get these Chairman's Club memberships. We all know that some people indulge in the hospitality on offer more than others. And they all have to declare any gifts and the like. But the critical, so that it doesn't matter. He's just trying to deflect everybody by referring to all of that. We're not saying everybody else is behaving with the hair and sackcloth here. But the critical point is, I've never heard of this, of politicians asking for an upgrade to their personal travel. Now, if that's not true, he needs to flat out deny it, surely. Otherwise, there's going to be hell to pay with those the ministerial code of conduct.
Absolutely. I mean, you showed the code, the relevant provision in the code a moment ago, but must not seek or encourage any form of gift in their personal capacity. Many of these flights were private holidays for him, his wife, his partner and his son. It just defies the pub test. It really does. And I think the point that you had, the comment from Aston before, you know, the bloke from the Hard Knocks life who loves the champagne at the pointy end.
Yeah, incredible stuff. We can't wait to see. These questions will need to be probed. We'll watch and wait and ask them ourselves. Thanks for joining us, Zoe McKenzie there, the member for Flinders down in Melbourne.